Zayn just exposed the choice Harry made. The one that ended everything. It wasn't a scandal. It wasn't a headline. It was a decision. Made quietly. Without cameras. And once you understand that single choice, the silence between them finally makes sense. In the next few minutes, we are not retracing gossip. We are reading the stories written on two souls. Stay until the very end, because the legacy reveal will change how you remember both of them, forever. Introduction. The real story. In previous videos, we've all explored the timeline, the dates, the quotes, the public appearances. We've mapped out the what. But today, we go deeper. Because the what was never the real story. The real story is the why. This isn't about a feud. It's about the psychology of two profoundly different choices. Think about it. How can two people, forged in the exact same fire, walk out of the flames and choose to climb mountains on opposite sides of the universe? This is a story about two different compasses. Two artists gifted with world-class voices, who were listening to two completely different truths. One that pointed outward, and one that pointed inward. And in a minute, I'm going to put their lyrics side by side, and you'll hear an unspoken conversation they've been having for years. But first, the one metaphor that unlocks everything. Chapter 1. The Two Mountains. Imagine two mountains. They are equally tall, equally majestic, but they are climbed in completely different ways. Mountain 1 is the mountain of visibility. The air here is thin, but it's electric. The currency is connection. Your oxygen is the roar of the crowd. Every step upward is taken with thousands of people holding you up, and holding you accountable. You don't just perform for them, you become a part of their story. You are a lighthouse. Always on. This is Harry's mountain. Mountain 2 is the mountain of the self. The air here is thick with silence. The currency is authenticity. Your oxygen is the truth you find when no one else is around. Every step upward is taken in solitude, testing your own footing, trusting your own voice. You don't retreat from the world to escape it, you retreat from it to finally understand it. You are a vault. Guarded. This is Zayn's mountain. Both peaks lead to greatness. Both paths demand unbelievable sacrifice. But here is the unbreakable rule of this universe. You cannot summit both mountains at the same time. An artist must choose. So what was the single choice that proved, once and for all, which mountain each one was climbing? We'll expose that pivotal moment soon. But first, you have to hear the way their music confesses everything. Chapter 2. Lyrics as an unspoken conversation. Let's stop treating their songs as just hits. Let's read them as diary entries. As letters sent into the void. Listen to Harry's side of the conversation. In As It Was, the core message is a plea for momentum. You know it's not the same as it was. He's not just stating a fact, he's pulling you forward with him. It's an invitation to accept change and keep moving. In Music for a Sushi Restaurant, the sound is pure extroversion. It's color. It's joy. It's a party he's throwing for the entire world. Even in his most epic somber moments like Sign of the Times, the final command is communal: we gotta get away from here. The grammar is always we. Us. Harry's music is an outstretched hand. Now, listen to Zayn's reply from across the valley. Pillow talk is a dialogue with one other person. It's about a paradise and a war zone that exists inside a closed room, not a stadium. The world is locked out. Then, on Room Under the Stairs, the confession becomes undeniable. He sings about being alienated, grappling with the heavy price of being seen. And on What I Am, he draws a firm boundary. Don't be mad if you don't like what you see. This is what I am. The grammar is always I. Not selfishly. Self-protectively. Now hear them together. It's a call and response. Harry's music says to the world, please keep moving forward with me. And Zayn's music answers from his own mountain, can you love me if I stay right here? If their songs were this unspoken conversation, then the next chapter is the exact moment that conversation finally ended. Chapter 3. The Choice That Ended Everything. So what was the choice? What did Harry do? It wasn't one thing. It was everything. He kept choosing the stage. He kept choosing the next tour, the next film, the next interview, the next stadium. He kept saying yes to the mountain of visibility, again and again and again. His choices were a testament to the power of we. And what did Zayn expose? In his music and his quiet refusal. He kept choosing the self. Fewer cameras. Fewer crowds. Fewer promises he couldn't keep without breaking a piece of his own soul. His choices were a testament to the quiet power of I. The final straw wasn't a dramatic fight. There was no single moment of betrayal. The truth is quieter, and far more human. It was the 1,000th small invitation. The 1,000th ordinary request that proved their paths could no longer run side by side. The request was simple: join this next cycle. Show up for this moment. Keep pace with this machine. Harry's unspoken question was about momentum, and Zayn's unspoken answer was a boundary. And in that quiet space, between momentum and a boundary, a brotherhood ended. Not in a blaze of glory, but in a quiet mutual understanding that they no longer spoke the same language. That's the fissure. That's the end. So why did the media, the fans, and the whole world get the story so wrong? The answer reveals something uncomfortable about all of us. Chapter 4: Why We Misread the Ending. We were all told to look for a villain. Our culture loves tidy stories. A hero, a bad guy, a dramatic betrayal. Because drama sells. But an ending born from two different, valid truths? That story is messy. It's complicated. It requires empathy. When one friend chooses the spotlight and the other chooses the shade, the outside world sees distance and screams drama. But from the inside, for the people living it, it just feels like breathing. For Harry, the stage is oxygen. The connection, the roar, the shared energy, that's what fuels him. To take that away would be to suffocate him. For Zayn, the silence is oxygen. The studio, the privacy, the ability to create without compromise, that's what keeps him whole. To force him into the machine would be to drown him. It was never a battle. It was a divergence of needs. Two good people making two good choices that were simply incompatible with their friendship. At least, in this season of their lives. But every choice has a cost. The price for climbing these mountains is steep. Stay with me. Chapter 5: The Cost of Each Mountain. Every summit has a toll. A price you pay for the view. The cost of Harry's mountain? You become a lighthouse. You are a symbol of joy, hope, and connection for millions. You are expected to shine, always. Even in a storm. The risk? Losing the man inside the symbol. The burnout that comes from being a beacon for everyone but yourself. The cost of Zayn's mountain? You become a vault. You protect the integrity of your art and the fragility of your own peace above all else. The work is pure. The risk? Isolation. Being misunderstood as cold when you're just being honest. Being forgotten by a world that moves too fast. Neither of these costs is a failure. They are simply the price of admission for two different types of greatness. And this brings us to the final, most important question. The part no one ever covers. How will history remember their names? Chapter 6: Two Paths to Legacy. Legacy isn't about who sold more records. It's about the shape an artist leaves in the world. And that ending we all misread? It wasn't an end. It was a genesis. It was the moment one entity had to break apart so two separate legends could be born. If Harry continues on the path of visibility, constantly connecting, constantly reinventing, he is aiming for a legacy alongside the great connectors. The artists who married spectacle with generosity. Think David Bowie's fearless evolution. Think Freddie Mercury's communion with a crowd. He will be remembered as an artist who wasn't afraid to bring the entire world with him. If Zayn continues on the path of the self, with his rare appearances and uncompromising honesty, he is aiming for a different pantheon entirely. The modern recluses, whose scarcity became part of their myth. Think Frank Ocean, whose silence is an event. Think Lauryn Hill, whose integrity is her legend. He will be remembered as an artist who protected his truth, no matter the cost. Two mountains. Two sacrifices. Two legacies. One ending that made room for both. Chapter 7: The Final Takeaway. So, what did Harry do that ended everything? He chose his oxygen. The stage. And what did Zayn expose by choosing his? The studio. The self. This was never a story about enemies or opposites. It was a story about two artists who were brave enough not to betray their own hearts, even if it meant breaking ours a little. That's not drama. That is the definition of growth. And now, it's your turn. I want you to think about your own life. If you had to climb one of these two mountains, the mountain of visibility or the mountain of the self, which path would you choose and why? There is no wrong answer. Drop your choice in the comments below. I'm going to read every single one and pin the most thoughtful take. And if this video gave you a new way to see this story, please share it with a friend who still thinks it was just celebrity drama. Let's change the conversation. Thank you for watching.